everyone, and welcome to the Learn From Us podcast. We're here again today with Andrew, the wonderful Andrew, to have a deal of the week. Oh my gosh, yes.
Deal of the week. Andrew brings Paula deal of the week. And that's there too.
Yes, I'm here too. Welcome everyone to Deal of the Week. We're so glad to have you here listening in. Wherever you're at in the world, if you're in your car, in the bathtub, we love you.
Are you joining us today, Paul?
Hello, Andrew.
Yeah, he hasn't said my name yet.
know.
What a dick.
God.
As always, we're here with Paul. Is it Gabriel?
I believe it's pronounced Jabrail.
He was late today.
Okay, I was late.
Just saying.
I was 6 minutes late.
What were you
I
up to?
apologize.
What were you up to?
I was having a conversation with my friend Tim.
How nice. Okay.
Seth, I actually feel like you mean that. How nice.
It was. I mean, if he wants to do, if we and I are sitting here like dummies while he's off.
It was work related.
Oh, okay. Listen, I listen.
In fairness, I goaded you into that.
Listen. No. This is great because I'm gonna need leeway here about the next with the next 2 or 3 meetings. Like this is right on my schedule. I'm perfectly fine with this.
I think for every minute I'm late, Seth's been late for like 47 minutes.
Hey, this is how we have to. Hey, I was almost
I
late.
think they say you're never late because the meeting doesn't start till you show up.
Well, I almost texted you this morning about 9 o'clock for a 10:30 meeting and say I'm not gonna make it.
Really?
Well, the car was acting up and I don't have charging and blah blah blah. So
Teslas and stuff
it's
like
not.
that.
It wasn't acting up. It's just I don't have my charger set up. So
Did you call Elon?
I have to drive around. Okay, we are in. Andrew, I can look at in
How
front
much
of me.
does a charger cost to install?
$500 for the unit, for a Tesla unit charger with all the bells and whistles at your house, and then you have to hire an electrician or me to install it. And I don't know how to install it, so we'll see how this goes. But apparently, you're going to run some cords, plug it in. Hopefully, I don't die
Everything blows up.
Why don't you install one here?
at work.
No, the other place we're here at.
I had to. That was me talking out loud about where I was
Here
at.
mentally?
That's a hell of an
I am here.
idea.
I mean, you're here. I mean, if you're going to be here.
But alas, Paul, it's not as easy as just like what you think it might be. I mean, you got to get an electrician into the box, run it through somewhere, get it somewhere where you can put a car up.
A lot of somewhere is going on over here.
Yeah, so real question is, why don't you install one here? Where are we in the world today, Andrew? Where are we for Deal of the Week? Tell
We're
me.
on the south side of Dallas, Texas.
DFW, is that what it is? Dallas Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Yes.
The airport or something?
Yep.
This place, we're not going to name names here. So
Yeah.
we have to make up fake names. So what is this, the broker down here in the bottom right?
Yeah.
McDouglas and Schustermeyer?
It's actually Marcus and Millichap. They suck.
Paul, why the hate?
That's okay.
Do you know that? You don't know them.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, they're all. However,
He's like spot on.
you want to sell a
This
property, you go
podcast-
to these guys.
this
You want to buy a
podcast-
property, any information they give you, it's a lie.
Oh, wow.
Podcast not brought to you by Marcus and Millichap.
You know these two Nixon, huh?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not Marcus and Millichap. It's a nationwide firm.
I know. I'm just joking around. Like, you know these
Oh,
two idiots.
yeah, I
These
do.
two guys.
Okay, let's
I
talk
met him
about
with
the
the
project.
Schvitz.
So let's get into the main stuff. So 120 units built in 1981 on about 16
It's as
acres.
old as us.
Boom.
I forgot your birthday,
Oh,
Paul.
oh, you just got that.
120 units?
Yes. Oh, you skipped past that. Let's go back. So Paul's birthday was just the other
Friday,
this
July
weekend.
5th,
Yes.
Andrew remembers it too. Yes, great.
He remembered it. the
I
day of.
texted him at like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m.
Did you really want a text from me?
What was it?
Would that have helped the text from me on your birthday?
I wouldn't have cared
I
at all.
think
It would
it's
have been very
special.
nice of you, but I don't really care either way.
No, I'll take a text from both of you. July 28th. Mark your calendars.
Oh, come on, you don't think I know your birthday?
I know you
July
do.
the 28th.
That is never going on his phone ever.
That
FYI.
wasn't for you, by the way. That was for him. This is all a
write that
test.
This
now.
is Andrew. I'm Paul.
Okay, 120 units over 16 buildings. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of buildings.
But if I mean,
1981,
building.
8 acres of land.
what you're going to see here on the side is look at all the rubs. So water, gas.
What is RUBS, Andrew?
Tell me that.
It's a resident utility billing system.
I had no idea what RUBS meant.
Rubs.
Now you do.
Now I do. Resident utility billing
Looks like
system.
there's a couple of people learning from today's podcast.
Yep.
And coupled with the 3 listeners we have.
Topography, mostly flat.
Like all of
Landscaping,
Texas.
mature trees and shrubs.
Mature.
Shrubs.
Do you say
Parking.
do you say mature or
I
mature?
say mature.
Mature.
Who are these ass clowns that say mature?
People who say Barcelona. Same assholes.
Wait. You were in Spanish with me in high school, right?
No.
Oh,
you were
God.
Spanish with
Here we
him.
go again. God.
But you remember, we were taught like Barcelona.
Seth, you were the
Stop it.
third row in, 3 seats back.
Where were you sitting?
I was on the 5th row, all the way over by Gale and his desk, 4 seats back with David Lang behind me
David Lang.
Why would you remember all that?
because I was in the class.
David
for
Lang's a
like an
doctor or
entire
something,
year.
remember?
I think he quit.
quit being a doctor?
Should we be talking about this? I don't know, but I was talking to him one day over on Facebook, and he's like, "Yeah, I hate being a doctor." I go, "Oh, that sucks." And then one day I emailed him about something. He goes, "Yeah, I quit." I'm like, "Oh."
I think
But,
there's a lot of people that go and say, "Oh, I want to do this," and then
But
for whatever
medicine's
reason
not
don't do
like-
that.
Me?
But
I knew a guy
but
once that was a
medicine-
doctor of
PhD
chemistry,
chemistry, yeah.
and now he's doing podcasts.
By the way, Mikey said he's going to call you Dr. Shannon from now on.
Hey, great. This would be the first in my life to. I do remember David Lang would hold his
Yes,
pencil.
he
when-
hold it.
Yes.
Like,
You remember that?
That's right. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Do you remember Taewon Kim could really flick a
Yeah.
pencil perfectly too?
Taewon, you don't remember Taewon?
That's because he left sophomore year.
No,
but
freshman year. He left after
You
freshman
don't know
year.
that.
He went to Gettysburg Academy, Mercersburg Academy.
Let's bring
I
it
know
back.
our listeners are just riveted by our high
I
school
know.
stories.
I know. It's pretty
about pen
exciting.
holding and.
All of these things, none of these things.
All right,
So
keep
you
going.
got washer
All
dryer
of these
connections.
things
You
are
see
not
the
like-
tenants are paying for water and gas, and later you'll see that they're also paying back for some of the trash.
Can I see the
collections.
color pictures, please?
Well, Seth does a phenomenal job.
No, I want to see the interior shots.
All right, let me talk about this. Okay, let me talk about this place.
Yeah.
It's a two-story with brick and siding. They've hired a wonderful photographer. Green trees. They are mature. They're not new. They're not 50 years old because it was built in the 80s. There's a beautiful swimming pool. The interior is really nice.
Is it?
I would think so. It looks like it's got a beautiful kitchen with
I don't know
appliances.
if I call it really nice.
No, that needs to be upgraded.
Oh, tell me about it, Paul. I think that's nice looking.
No, that needs to be upgraded.
So I'm looking at old cabinets, and
That
one of the ways
countertop
that you
is
can
just
tell,
Home Depot countertop.
It's a Home Depot, but look at the handles on it.
Yeah, the handles are bad.
You see the handles have that old plastic on it? That's kind of like an
Oh, look
80s,
and see, this is
90s.
what-
thing.
Now,
is
in
what-
Seth's defense, this might be a good option for not replacing the cabinets, just replacing appliances, countertop, and handles.
Right.
Handles. Yeah,
Handles do wonders
The
for,
sink is one of the stainless sinks.
as opposed to what?
Well, they make some of those new sinks that are awesome. You don't put those in. They always
Oh, yeah.
stainless.
Farmhouse sinks. Every apartment.
$1,000 a unit.
There you go. See, I knew you guys fix these up. Okay, let's talk about the number of units, Andrew. What are we looking at here? 120. What's the mix? Look at this.
Wow, look at this mix.
This is a great mix. You got 48 threes, 48 twos.
Why do I have a good?
and
Why
24
do I have a good feeling about this property?
You like it already? I was gonna say this is a no brand. This is a bad one already.
I guarantee it's going to be a bad price.
Do you know
Yes.
why this is bad for Seth?
Why?
We already established this. Pretty package equals terrible pricing.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're definitely showing. Oh, look at the bar graphs, Andrew. You love these pie charts.
Oh,
So
These are literally the worst.
so the unit mix.
I hate those.
40% 2 bedrooms,
Yep.
40% 3 bedrooms,
yep.
20% 1 bedroom.
Yep. And a couple different layouts on each of those threes and twos.
How far is this from Dallas?
Paul's
It's
getting
probably
out of the
about a half
nitty-gritty.
hour south of Dallas.
Oh, that's not bad. So it's
Yeah.
like an Akron to Dallas thing.
Yeah, it's
Akron
not,
to Cleveland
it's
thing.
not bad, but you're not in Dallas.
No, I don't need to be in Dallas. Can I see more color pictures, please?
Honestly, they didn't have a lot of interior ones.
No, I want to see his stuff. Why
All right.
does Seth get the nice ones?
Well, because Seth does a phenomenal job of
I know.
describing the way the color.
So
of
the
sky
yard
meets
is
the grass.
nice. Okay, so it's a little dated. They have like the second story little balcony. Paul, here you go. Here's that.
Oh,
So they do they not have washer dryer hookups? It looks like they have a laundry room.
So they have a laundry room.
there's
For
no
the
landscaping.
one
here.
bedroom. I know exactly. Mature, Paul. Mature.
Mature.
For the one bedrooms, they use a laundry room, and there's hookups in the twos and threes, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily have your own.
Okay.
Do they want to hook up?
Do we want to start? Okay, here we go.
Oh, this is nice.
Population is 140,000.
It's probably growing like a mofo.
Average household income is 62. Paul, you say that all the time. You know that.
Well, yeah, per capita GDP.
capita, yeah.
is-
And the 2018 Dallas-Fort Worth medium home price is 260.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. I just hate.
Well,
when they
I'll
put
say
that stuff
right
in there.
now, from a broker standpoint, if I was selling a property in Dallas, I would widen that to the point it benefits me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
I may
sure.
not be doing just this zip code or street. I may bring in 2 other zip codes to make it look better.
So they've also given
One of
us
these things
12-month
is not like
statements.
the others.
So before we get into 12-month
Oh
statements.
my gosh! This
Oh,
is like
what?
this is like
Before?
the white pages over here.
Before.
So many.
Before.
Okay, go on.
I like.
So we've
Seth.
got the unit mix over here. And you see the 3 bedrooms are renting for, it says current rent $1,200.
Can you take your picture, please?
2s are going for mid-9s, and then the 1s are going for low 7s.
Yeah.
1,200, 900.
And then
low
they've come
sevens.
out and on this, what the brokers called case study, they've taken nearby properties and they've compared them based on unit sizes and everything to say the potential upside.
Whoa.
Wow! Look at that. So they think that their 3 bedrooms can go from 1,100 to 1,450.
No, 1,200, isn't it? 1,200.
At 12. But here's the interesting thing.
Yeah, but
It says 1,200,
Yeah,
and
but
here
it
it
says
says 11.
1,100.
I know.
Oh God,
So
lies.
this is part of the digging in. But ignoring all this, the one thing that you is easier to look at is what Paul has in his hands, the trailing 12. It's what they actually put in their bank account.
This?
Exactly.
That. Okay, trailing 12. Yeah, I love that.
Yep. So
They have a basketball court? No.
I didn't see a picture of it.
Keep going.
So they're painting a picture of a lot of upside.
Their management fees are 3%.
Yes.
LOL.
Why? Tell me about that number.
It sucks.
120 units. If this
All
was
day
like
4%.
Look, 4%'s the guarantee, right? And usually if we're at 250 units, 350, 500, that's where I'd see the 4%. Honestly, at 100, this really should be at 5%, I feel like.
Ooh, a lot of capital expenses.
So, good point, Paul. I mean, an insane amount of capital expense to the point I think they hit it out of their maintenance.
Oh, 1,000%. And by the way, that capital expense.
So using numbers here, let's go higher level. Income-wise, we've got 1.15 of income collected for the year.
No, 1.18 with 1.28 with other income taking out late fees.
And so I called it 1.25.
Okay.
So, Seth, jumping ahead, what Paul was doing there, 1.15 is the collected revenue of pure rent. And then after that's where they have the late fees, month-to-month fees, water fees, trash fees, all that stuff. We'll keep water fees. We'll keep trash fee. We'll keep the things that we know will be there. Late fees, I'm not going to give you $32,000 in late fees.
That's what they're saying they're getting?
They are getting that. They did deposit it, but it's like bragging about not collecting your rent. You don't brag about that.
It's like, hey, we did a shitty job putting tenants in who don't pay their rent, but you should pay us more because of it. Right?
Oh, I see. They're using it
So you
as...
wipe out that income because
We always take that out. Like, listen, if we're gonna take
it's the Chris Rock thing, but I ain't never been in jail.
you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to be in
Except
jail.
it's the exact opposite. Like, we're gonna give you an award for going to jail. It's like,
wow.
you know what I mean? All right, so
Man, you guys know your shit, man. I don't even know
well,
what
that's why we don't do many deals.
Deal of the week.
Not doing any deals of the week. The market is dog shit, so let's
Do some
going.
podcasts.
Suck up.
Yes. Okay. So
Not gonna work here anymore.
what do you think? What do you think about these rents, Paul?
So the rents are cool. Obviously, part of the due diligence will be like, hey, let's see some leases, let's see some averages, etc. Clearly, I think there's upside potential in these rents because
they've marked it in green.
Well, his is black.
I don't have the color version.
So they
Paul
say,
doesn't see color.
they're saying the
See color.
potential upside on the 3 bedrooms is $355.
I'm gonna ignore that.
Really?
We're gonna do our own due diligence.
Go ahead.
The one thing I'll look at that and say, there is room.
Of course, there's room because
Do I think there's 355? No. I don't need 355
No.
to be honest.
150 is great.
Seth, below that, read their comment. How are you going to get 355?
Upgrades include hardwood style flooring, two-tone paint, brushed nickel hardware and fixtures, and resurfaced cabinets and countertops. You have to redo everything.
So they're saying resurface cabinets, put some knobs on, and paint the place, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all they're saying.
Yeah.
They're not saying get into, anything
There's no
heavy.
way. I mean, I shouldn't say there's no way, but
What if all the appliances in every apartment are 20 years old?
Well, then we can budget for it.
well, and plus we're gonna budget for that anyway in capital expenses. I'm more concerned about the big capital expense number. Understanding that they have 500 and some thousand in there, with 130 coming back from insurance, so it's really like $650,000 in capital expenses. What were they doing? Like, and we don't see it in the inside.
Right.
That's my concern. Where's Pleasant? Where's the other property though? The comp. How far away?
Just so you know, this thing came in about a 138-page thing. I tried to give the highlights here.
Yeah. How far is this place?
I thought it said something in there like it was like
0.39 miles
Yeah.
away. Oh,
So it's at least
wow.
reasonable.
Okay. Well, I would look at that and say, Andrew, that's not. I mean, maybe they do have that kind of rent bump in there. I mean, when we bought Timber Trail, they were so under market.
Does it have an age of this, Pleasant Creek?
1983, just as old.
Okay.
So call me stupid.
So let's say
What's
we
up,
have
stupid?
Let's say we
Every time we get a pro forma,
Can you do
yes,
crickets over there?
check out that
Yeah.
white dude high five. They just throw.
Where's that trombone at?
Paul, you just gave that. So again, I just have to ask for like people listening who might think this is why don't they just do this themselves?
Well,
they don't have the capital.
Or it could be a million reasons. They find another deal they want to do. They depreciated this thing through it. There's 1,000 reasons people want to sell. My comment to everybody is, don't focus on that. What you want to focus on is, can I buy this deal for the right price?
Well, and
If there is a good reason for them to sell that helps you out, by all means. Like, oh, they're desperate to sell. You can go get a lower price. Okay. But other than that, who cares why they're selling?
Okay.
Every transaction has a buyer and seller.
this could be, again, not to focus on something, but if I was to paint a fake picture, which brokers love doing, I'd say this owner, Seth, had 3,000 units in Dallas. This is the last complex he has.
Come on.
He sold all the other. No, I just made that up, see?
Oh. I bought that.
Now's the time to sell.
Well, if you think like, oh, he sold the other 3,000, this is the only 100 he has left. Of course he wants to sell.
My first deal, the shaker one, remember asking the question, why is he selling? Like, well, he's unloading. I'm like, why is somebody who's so good at real estate unloading his real estate? I was really worried.
Yeah.
And then I realized how shitty of a real estate owner he was. So I was like, oh, okay. And then later on, I was like,
And
that was
most of the
stupid of me
times
to
we
worry
always
about
hear,
that.
why are you selling? Oh, bad management. Okay. Everyone in the world's got bad management.
Okay.
Okay, so
So what we're doing is boiling down to get to that NOI number, Seth. So you see, we got 1.15 of rental revenue,
How many units?
100,000 of other,
120?
120. But their expenses, Paul?
yeah.
Did you see how high those were?
Yeah, they're pretty high.
Yeah, I mean like 6,000 to 7,000.
No, it wasn't that high. It was like 5,000 a door. Man. No, I feel like, yeah, it was like 500. Deal of the week.
Look at this.
Total expenses.
Look at this. Holmes.
673 divided by 120.
That's broker. That's Marcus and Millichap.
What are you pointing
snap.
at? What are you pointing at?
I'm pointing at page 34 of this, where we're talking about, now they boost up here, so they probably accompany some of that. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that?
Boys, this is
Here, look at
radio,
that.
so you're going to have to
Look
tell
at
us more
that.
than pointing and
So
looking.
on-site, Seth, always the critic.
You see?
On-site payroll, $1,250. If I would have asked Paul how much you put for on-site payroll,
$1,250 per month?
he would have said somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100, I'm guessing. So that's a little heavier than we normally do.
I have a price.
Insurance, $440, definitely higher than Ohio,
Daddy has a price.
but we don't have tornadoes and stuff we have to deal with.
Daddy
So,
has a price. What do you mean? Yeah, we do.
not like Texas.
I may be right.
Yeah, they'll have like 20 in one night.
Daddy has a price.
50 hailstorms later.
Daddy has a price.
Paul, get to, it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, you might have a price. Tell us how
So-
you got to it.
Here's my price. And here's what I'm telling everybody out there. This isn't my, I'm going to pay this for it. This is my, if we're in this range, I'm going to say to Andrew, let's go pursue this deal. If it's around $55,000 to $60,000 per unit, I would like to do more work.
So $7 million.
So $7.2 million. If it's around there, I want to do more due diligence on it. Andrew's smiling. It's so higher.
I had a number for me that I was willing to dig into it more
Yeah?
if I got around a certain number.
What was yours?
I wanted to try.
Yes, but I put in margin in there for me.
I'm just
Okay. Andrew's almost at 70 a door.
8.3 is where I hit.
Okay. By the way, I trust
And Dallas
Andrew.
is a great market. There's other.
I trust Andrew where if he's saying that, then I would sit there and say, okay, so it's probably in the 7 to 8 range is what it probably is. What are they asking? Oh boy.
Drum roll? I don't have one.
So Paul
Oh,
said
you need a drum roll.
Paul said about 7. Yeah, we definitely need a drum roll. Paul was 7. I was in the low 8s.
Here, look
Yeah.
at that. Oh, look at that.
Which honestly,
Do we have a Jeopardy one?
we're about what,
No.
15% off of each other.
Yeah, roughly.
we do need a Jeopardy one, though.
12.5%. Oh my God.
What are they at?
$11 million.
$11 trillion.
$90,000 a door.
So he advertised when he sent it to me. He goes, based on actuals, we're a 5.2.
Tell me what that means.
5.2 cap.
5.2 cap. I know Paul didn't do 5.2 cap when you were doing your numbers.
No, I did 7.
Yeah. So, and I
And
actually did,
by the way,
I did a 6.5.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
I only did $150 bump in rent.
That's fine.
But here's my point. That's so far off that even if I doubled that, we're still not getting there. Even if we can get $300 per unit in rent increase, we're still not getting there. So I look at that saying, if he said to me, Paul, it's at 9, I've been like, okay, it's high, but I only did $150 per unit in, and I did $6,000 per unit, $7,000 per unit expenses. Okay, like
So
maybe
when
there's-
I'm looking at these deals, You say, how long do you spend on deals and stuff like that? I'm looking at this deal, and I could, on one hand, you could say, oh, it's 5.2 cap, done, because I'm not going to buy a 5.2 cap. But if it's 5.2 on actuals, then I'm going to open it up to see if it's 35% vacant.
And
because that could be a reason why I could do something.
Is there upside potential? Remember, everybody, cap rate is sale price, net income divided by sale price. Net income divided by sale price. So if your property makes $500,000 and you paid $10 million, you're making a 5% return, which is a 5 cap.
So
No debt included. That's the net income is before debt.
Using Paul's example, the 500,000, how much can I move that upwards?
Yep.
One on its own without doing anything. Maybe just
Like if we can make
better.
that 500,000 $1 million and invest $2 million in it, now we're getting $1 million in income on $12 million in investment, which is an 8.33 cap. It changes it a lot.
But digging into this, I can see they're already pretty full. I'd have to put some money in to be able to go get my 100 to 200 rents.
Dun, 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 dun.
And at a 5 and change cap rate, which I don't even think is accurate, and the huge CapEx question mark of what's going on there. Too many things, too far off. Next.
No deal. We'll be back again with another deal of the week. We'll most likely be wearing the same clothes. And Andrew again is going to a ball game tonight.
Yeah, what's the deal?
I am going. I'm doing a tribe
You're
game
going
tonight.
to the All-Star game?
This buddy, and he's like, "You want to go to the game?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool.
Must
Let's
be
do
nice.
it. Let's do it." Aren't you going to the game?
How cute! How cute!
Am I invited?
It's
Are you
so
inviting me?
You did the invitation.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
When you get a bucket of popcorn, put it on your lap. You two can sit next to each other. Cute.
I
Put a hole in the bottom.
I don't do popcorn at games.
I'm doing the all-beef hot dogs. Thank you very much.
Those are good.
Those are phenomenal.
Yeah, we went up a couple days ago. The All-Star game's in Cleveland, which by the time this recording, it was 3 weeks ago. So
Tonight is the All-Star game, so you do the math.
so both of you are going to a tribe game tonight.
True.
How low?
We're going to the All-Star game.
All-Star game. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for joining us. No deal this week.
It's a great property to look at, though.
Yeah, it's great property if you have $11 million sitting around.
Making you 2%, so you'd rather make 5%.
2%.
5% is better than 0. Thank you, Grant Cardone. You're an idiot.
And there you go. Thanks for joining us. Deal of the week.
Bye, Seth.
Bye.